Namaste students, my name is JVS Dr. Neeraj Tholia, Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Science, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. So today we are going to discuss about the one of the disease, that is the dysentery, and this belongs to the subject medical biotechnology. So what is the dysentery? Uh, Basically, this is the infection of the intestine, or you can say the infection of the gastrointestinal organ. Okay, so it is characterized by the inflammation in the intestine and mainly in the colon. So WHO differentiates the dysentery with the diarrhea, and it can be said that it is uh, any specific type of the diarrhea in which the blood is present in loose and watery stools. So it differentiates the dysentery from the diarrhea, because in the diarrhea only the loose and watery stools will be there, but in the dysentery the blood will be present in the dysentery. So it is spread in humans through the contaminated food and water, and of course it can be infected. It can be spreaded by the uh, human or the animal which have the pathogens. Okay, so this is the infectious disease. Okay, so if one have the infection, it either it have the symptoms or not, but it can spread the disease. Okay, so most common cause is the bacteria Shigella, Escherichia coli, E. coli, and the Entaimba histolytica. Okay, so if we talk about the sign and symptoms of the disease, so it differs according to the infective agent or the pathogen. Okay, so the dysentery causes the irritation and the inflammation in the intestine, and it may result in a number of symptoms, and the symptoms can vary in intensity among the individuals. So the very common symptoms are the abdominal pain, the bloody diarrhea, and it may also be watery with mucus. Then cramping will be there, nausea will be there, uh, the nausea with or without the vomiting. Okay, so these are the very common symptoms. And if we talk about some other symptoms of the dysentery, so it may include symptoms of the dehydration, and these the symptoms of the dehydration includes the decreased urinary output, the dry skin or the dry mouth, feeling thirsty, fevers, chills, muscle cramp, muscle weakness, and weight loss. So sometimes some life-threatening conditions can be developed, and some serious symptoms will be presented. Okay, so occasionally the dehydration resulting from the dysentery may be to show that a life-threatening situation can develop. Okay, so these symptoms may be change in the level of consciousness or alertness, such as passing out or unresponsiveness. Then change in the mental status or sudden behavior change, such as the confusion, delirium, lethargy, and the hallucinations. Then high fever may be there, the rapid heart rate may be there, severe abdominal pain will be there, and severe dizziness will be there. So these were all about the symptoms. Then we are talking specifically about the causes. Okay, so the bacteria Shigella, E. coli, amoeba, entamoeba, histolytica are the most common cause of the dysentery. and some of the other causative agents may also be there. So these organisms actually they are present in the facies of the infected animal or the infected people, and the Entamoeba histolytica may uneventfully reside in the colon. But if it attacks the colon wall, it can cause the dysentery. People with the weakened immune system are also more likely to develop the amoebic dysentery. So the very common cause is the water and the food which is contaminated with the fishes containing the pathogens. Okay, so the swimming in the infected water may also result in the dysentery, and the common cause or the most of the other bacteria are also included, and they can cause the dysentery. So for example, the Campylobacter is there, certain types of the E. coli are there, Entamoeba histolytica is there, Salmonella, Shigella. So these are the bacteria which the pathogens which can cause the dysentery. Okay, so now what are the diagnosis of the dysentery? How to diagnose? So first of all, the patient's history. Then if it is traveled the place where the hygiene is not maintained. Okay, what you have eat from last 2-3 days. Okay, so if the doctor can have the physical examination for the stomach pain and the cramps. Okay, then the microscopy will be there. So dysentery symptoms look like a lot of other intestinal illness that includes the common stomach virus. So a lab technician will need to look at the sample of your stool under a microscope to see if you have the dysentery, and if so, that can check the type of the pathogen. Okay, so the microscopy will be there, and through that it can be recognized that the what is the exact pathogen that is causing the dysentery. Okay, so the risk factor which are related with the dysentery are the attendance or work in a daycare setting. So close contact with an infected people or animal, the consumption of the untreated water from lakes, rivers, and the streams, the travel in the areas where the infection is common, or the swimming in the infected swimming pools. So these are the common risk factors. Now we are talking about the treatment of the dysentery. Okay, so the treatment is based on the type of the pathogen. Okay, so first of all, the laboratory testing will be there, microscopic observation will be there. Is it a bacterial infection? Is it a pathogen or other pathogen like the parasites are there? Okay, so antibiotic therapy is the mainly of treatment for the dysentery due to the bacterial organisms, and it is highly effective. So it is important to follow the treatment plan, and dysentery, if it is not followed properly, it may worsen the condition. Okay, so the common antibiotics which have the which have included in the treatment plan of the dysentery included the ceftriaxone, that is the again one antibiotic is there, that is the ciprofloxacin. Okay, then trimethoprim and sulfomethazole. So bacterium spectra. So these are the antibacterial drugs. So the most common treatment for the amoebic dysentery caused by the Entamoeba histolytica is the metronidazole. Okay, so it is the anti-parasitic medication. So this was about the treatment, and you can improve the dysentery symptoms yourself. Okay, in addition to following the treatment plan that is provided by the healthcare provider, some of the things you can perform to recover fast. Okay, so the ensuring the adequate hydration by drinking plenty of water and electrolyte solutions and getting plenty of rest. So these helps in the fast recovery. So some of the complications may be there. So what are the potential complications of the dysentery? So if you are not serious about the issue, the complications may arise. Okay, then the complications may include the excess electrolyte loss from your body, then intestinal obstructions may be there, then intestinal perforation can be there, the liver abscesses is there. Okay, post infectious arthritis, that is the joint pain, will be there. Secondary infections may be there. Okay, so these are the some of the complications. Then sepsis may be the spread of infection, that is sepsis. It is most common immunocompromised in the immunocompromised individuals or the overaged population. So that was all about the dysentery. Hope you are satisfied with this little session. If you have any doubt, any query, you can write in the comment box. And this session is powered by Digital Version 2, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. Thank you.